The adventure picks up where we left off, in the mountains of Tokushima on the island of Shikoku. It began snowing when I was at higher altitudes, so I was forced to take an unknown route to descend. But already, I knew it was going to lead to some hidden gems because I spotted this shrine on the side of the road with stairs leading, almost vertically, to a shrine shrouded in the trees. So I took a quick peek, offered a prayer to the deities, and was off again. Shikoku is located southwest of Osaka and is the smallest and least visited of Japan's 4 main islands. It's no wonder because it's almost entirely made up of towering mountains and steep valleys which make getting expressways and rapid trains into the island very difficult. But driving here is not for the faint of heart, as the narrow, single-lane roads wind along the sides of these mountain faces. For these reasons, it really feels like a side of Japan that hasn't and may never welcome the mass crowds of the other islands. After spending time shooting the cherry blossoms in early April, I drove into the mountains of Tokushima and Kochi prefectures, and what awaited me was nothing short of incredible.
So I'm quite excited for today because it's really an unplanned route for me. Yesterday I was planning on doing a big hike, but it started snowing on me because the freezing level came to below 1,000 meters and I already swapped my winter tires. So I had to escape that and choose a different route. So yeah, I really have no idea what's on this route except for one waterfall I have saved. So I'm excited to see what the day brings because sometimes the best moments are unplanned moments. Wow, look at that shrine. That's crazy. I think I have to stop and take a shot real quick. That looks beautiful. Sheesh, we're getting pretty high here. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. Hopefully it's a quick cleanup and I can be on my way. Man, these roads are crazy. And apparently the waterfall is right here, but there's like no spot to pull over. And as this states, it's actually one of the top 100 waterfalls in Japan. Well, let's get going. The lighting is super harsh on the rocks around the waterfall, but the waterfall itself is in the shade. So it creates a really harsh contrast, which I don't want. But the winds are really strong today, so the clouds are moving quite quickly. So I just need to wait for one cloud to pass in front of the sun, get a quick couple shots, hopefully I'll be satisfied with. Here we go. These clouds up here might have potential. All right, I'm satisfied with those shots. I reckon it's time for a dip though. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie, this was kind of sketchy. I'm trying to hide from the waterfall because it's really loud and I didn't bring my mic. But one of the great things about Shikoku is that it's renowned within Japan to have some of the cleanest rivers, which means they're great for swimming. Man, the vibes are high today, and I have no idea what to expect on the next part of the route because I have no service and I haven't looked up anything, to be honest. So let's see. I don't know what kind of blossoms these are, but they're so freaking gorgeous. Well, pulled over on the side of the road, and what do we see? Another pretty crazy waterfall. Check this out. And there was a bit of a trail kind of going off to the side, and I take it, and wow, gets you right down to the water. Another fantastic swim spot. I would hop in again if I didn't just hop in like 30 minutes ago. You've heard it before and you'll hear it again from me. Shikoku is incredibly underrated. It's crazy. So the thing is, out in the mountains here in the middle of Shikoku, there's like nothing. No shops, no convenience stores, not even restaurants. So I've stocked up on food, luckily, but for water, I've had to rely on these springs, which fortunately you can find pretty easily. All right, we're now in Kochi Prefecture. Woo! Man, what a fantastic day that was, and it ends off pretty nicely as well because I found this park up. I searched public toilet, that's often how I find my park ups on Google Maps, and I came across this large open parking lot, and there's actually one on the other side too. I have no idea what it's for because there's nothing around that I can see. And there's a nice clean toilet right beside a waterfall. The water is really clean too, so I'll probably cold plunge tomorrow. And then there's also a suspension bridge over there, so I'm gonna go check that out before I completely run out of daylight. Awesome day though. So it seems that this is actually a hiking trail, and I looked it up. It looks like a decent hike, so might do that tomorrow. It's crazy, the unexpected locations just don't stop today. Amazing. I personally think cold plunging is more effective than coffee at waking you up. You also want to make sure that you're always bear aware, because in Japan, in all Japan other than Hokkaido, there are black bears, which is good because they generally do not confront humans. And there are two reasons why they usually do. One, because they have cubs and they feel that you're a threat to them and they can be aggressive. And two is if they're startled, because bears don't have good hearing, unfortunately. So both of those you can avoid just by being loud. If you're with other people, if you're talking, that usually helps. Or if you're solo, just make sure to make some loud noises here and there. But obviously in Japan, they don't understand English. So you might want to learn the basics just to reassure the bears. So, Kuma-san! 僕がいますよ! ちょっと邪魔しますね。ベアスプレーもありますけど、使いたくないです。That should let him know. This isn't the perfect foothold. Sorry, tree. over yet though. Our actual objective is just beyond. Ishidate, let's go. All right, it's lunchtime.
And you can see Mount Tsurugi over there, the second highest mountain in all of Shikoku, which I was going to hike the other day, but then I started getting snowed on, so I had to escape. And I wanted to do the traverse all the way over to Mount Mune over there, if it could focus. Yeah. It's a very long traverse, but it looks beautiful, so I'd like to come back and do that at some point.
Well, lunchtime is over, and there's not a ton to shoot up here, honestly. It's not a hike with amazing views. So high effort and low reward, I would say, for this. But as I like to say, it's always nice to get out in nature, get some exercise. Yeah, that's it. So, time to head down.
After a good week in the mountains, I was running out of food and I was getting closer to Kochi City anyway, so I took advantage of the urban area to hit a proper gym for once, as well as do some grocery shopping, particularly at the discount supermarket Gyomu Super.
Part of the reason I love Gyomu Super is that it carries a lot of things that other grocery stores don't have, like some international foods and things, and some things are just a lot cheaper. So for example, this kilo of kimchi costs 360 yen versus regular grocery stores. Usually you can only get like 250 grams or something of kimchi for the same price. So you're getting like 4 times the value out of this. Another thing is curry paste. You can't get that at other Japanese grocery stores, so that's really nice if you want to make curries. And finally, pea protein, because protein powder in Japan is so expensive for some reason. So this is a great alternative. I mean, it doesn't have any taste, but it also doesn't have any bad ingredients in it, so it's perfect for me. And it costs only 400 yen for 500 grams, so awesome stuff.
While in Kochi, I finally stopped by one of the 88 temples of the Shikoku pilgrimage. If you're not familiar with this, it's a pilgrimage with 88 official temples all around Shikoku that are linked in a 1,200-kilometer pilgrimage, associated with one of Japan's most influential Buddhist figures from the 8th century, Kukai, who was born here in Shikoku. You're sure to see many people walking between these sites, as they are often wearing white robes with straw hats. Most people do this pilgrimage over the span of a month or two. Also while in Kochi, I stopped by to see its 400-year-old castle, the only one in Japan with its tower and keep intact. And just a couple blocks away is the Hirome Market. I normally don't go out of my way for food-related things, but you don't really get these kinds of street markets in Japan like you do in other countries in Asia. You have to get the katsuo no tataki, as the tataki method of cooking, basically searing the outside while the inside remains raw, actually originated here in Kochi. It was quite expensive for my standards, so I also got some cheap karage to balance out the value of my meal. After spending a productive day in Kochi, it was time to get back into the mountains. Or should I say, onto the mountains. Because where I was headed next was none other than the UFO Line, the highest drivable road in Shikoku.
This is crazy. I've just been going up switchbacks for like an hour now. We must be getting quite high. Oh man, I'm so excited to see this view though. Great. Well, I'm just gonna wait it out. Hopefully it does get clear by tonight. If it does, I'm hoping to do a bit of astrophotography. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow morning for sunrise, because trust me, the views up here are supposed to be spectacular. All right, just took a peek out the window and I can see stars above me, so I'm gonna take a little walk up the mountain here, see if we can get a nice vantage point for some astro. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of creepy, but hopefully the shots are worth it. yeah, pretty happy with what I got, but what I really wish is I could get a light trail, e.g. a car or my van, going down the UFO line. That would be so cool, but I obviously can't because my van is way down there, and I would need someone else to be driving it and then coordinating that while I'm shooting. So that's a bucket list shot. I definitely want to come back for that. So I came down lower a little bit, and the composition is really nice, and it still allows me to get to the van quickly. So I'm gonna click the shutter button, run down to my van, drive down the UFO line, and hopefully get a decent shot. The stuff photographers will do, man, for a good shot. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, third time's the charm. Give me something, baby. Now I'm going to sleep for real, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning.
The UFO line has many trails along it, but if you continue westbound, you actually pass by the highest mountain in western Japan. You might have seen the prominent peak in the background of the previous drone shots. That was it. As expected of April, there is still lots of snow on the trail, but luckily it's very soft and wet, so no winter gear was needed.
Definitely don't want to slip down that though. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of crazy. But the way up ain't over yet. Well, we finally made it, and I have to say it blew my expectations out of the water because All Trails says it's a moderate hike, 500 meters elevation, 9 kilometers round trip. Everything looks super easy. The chains also I read about, but most chains on hikes are pretty simple. But this was not for the faint of heart, I will say. So do be careful. It requires a lot of upper and lower body strength to get up those chains and get up here. But if you can, whew, these views are beautiful. All right, time to head down and get some proper food in me because all I brought was peanuts on this hike, thinking that it was not that big of a deal. So let's head her. Ta-da! I got the net set up, facing out onto the river here. Oh, it's gonna be such a good sleep.
After descending from the highest point in Western Japan, I found a free campsite on this little river, and despite being a beautiful Saturday, I was the only one there. As always, this spot and every other park up I've ever been to is all on my Ultimate Van Life Japan map, for sale on my Patreon, which is linked in the description. And just 5 minutes down the road from the campsite is a beautiful gorge you can walk through. In total, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes if you want to see everything there is to see. I will say, Shikoku doesn't have the majestic peaks that, say, Nagano has, or vast volcanic landscapes like Daisetsuzan in Hokkaido, or Asokuju in Kumamoto. But for what it lacks in those aspects, it makes up with its lush gorges and steep river valleys that have been carved out for millennia by the water draining from its densely clustered mountains.
It's not even hot out, it's like 20 degrees, but it's 87% humidity. Like, I'm dying already. I'm really not looking forward to summer because it's gonna be twice that temperature with that same humidity. Van life is gonna suck. Well, I'm gonna be ending off the video here, but if you have not had enough of Shikoku yet, don't worry, because I'll be making probably one more video before I head over to Kyushu. But just want to say, miraculously, there was a convenience store 10 minutes away from where I was, so I was able to stop by, which was awesome because I was about to run out of butane, so I picked up a couple cans, even though it's kind of expensive at convenience stores. And anyway, guys, I seriously cannot say how much I love Shikoku. Like, it just continues to exceed my expectations, so I can't wait to see what the next adventure brings, and I'll see you in the next video.